This is Roller Coaster Fan 2000, and today I will be making my 2017 predictions for what the Cedar Fair parks will be getting. I will be doing the parks in alphabetical order because that's how they're listed on RCDB, and I don't want to forget one. Okay, so first up is California's Great America, and what I am predicting for them is a Mondial Windseeker, and here's why. Cedar Fair clearly wants to make this one of their major parks with what has been released with their plans for the next few years, and all of their major parks have Mondial Windseekers. And if you want to tell me Cedar Fair doesn't want to work with Mondial anymore because they had problems with their Windseekers, I'm going to tell you King's Dominion got Delirium from Mondial in 2016, so it's not really a valid argument, and I think it's going to happen. Next up is Canada's Wonderland. Now, this is one of the harder parks to predict, as they're not really teasing anything, but they have a ton of survey markers in the old Skyrider area and by Timberwolf Falls, and the one thing I am pretty sure of is that 2016 will be the last season for Timberwolf Falls, and it'll be gone next year. And I'm going to make a bold prediction and say that the B&M coaster for 2017 that Cedar Fair gets is going here because of all the survey markers, and they were in an S shape, and I can't really think of a flat ride that would do that S shape that I saw the survey markers inside Timberwolf Falls doing. Next is Carowinds. Now, what I am predicting for them is flat rides. Now, they've sent out pictures of this, and it appears they're getting a Condor as the main one. And if you don't know what a Condor is, think Flying Falcon at Hershey Park, which is what I have pictured. And they could be getting a few more flat rides other than the Condor, but I think that's going to be the main one. We know that Mean Streak at Cedar Point will be closing. So what does that mean? Many would like to think that it means that they will be RMCing it. As much as I would absolutely love that to happen, Goliath at Six Flags Great America is my second favorite coaster I've ever ridden, so I want that to happen as much as anyone else, but I don't think it's going to, because Cedar Fair has not been shown working with RMC, so I think it's just going to be general improvement, and they're going to bulldoze Mean Streak and let the plot of land sit for a year or two and then get a new coaster. Kind of like with Skyrider. At Dorney Park, I think that if Cedar Fair decides to go into the holiday in the park, or like Hershey Park's Christmas Candy Lane like I have pictured, or Kennywood's Holiday Lights, or whatever holiday event you can think of, I think if they're going to try, they're probably going to test it at Dorney. Here's why. Because the other parks in Pennsylvania, Hershey Park, like I have pictured, and Kennywood Holiday Lights, which I mentioned, both have holiday events. So I think if Cedar Fair is going to test it, they're going to do it at Dorney, because it'll get some people from those parks, but it's not too close to either of them, so it's not going to be competing with them that much, but it will be a little bit, so they'll get a general idea how it does. So if they're going to do it, I think they're going to test it at Dorney. And Gilroy Gardens, their weakest park, which is more of a gardens, I don't think they're going to be getting anything. That's why I just put a black screen to represent that Gilroy Gardens will not be getting anything next year. I am predicting that both King's Dominion and Knott's Berry Farm will be getting Gerstlauer Sky Rollers, kind of like Skyhawk, but I think they're both going to be getting one, and maybe since they've tested it and it's pretty popular, I think they might build it a little bigger, maybe. So, I think they're going to do that at both King's Dominion and Knott's Berry Farm. Kings Island has already announced that they will be getting Mystic Timbers, which is a GCI that looks pretty good, so I don't have any complaints about it. but they have said that they will be getting more, so I am predicting either they will get a Triotech Dark Ride in the Tomb Raider building, and they could keep some of the theming elements because those are awesome, but I think they could also, even though they got one last year, get a water park expansion, because we know that Cedar Fair doesn't necessarily play things evenly, so I'm thinking that might happen. I am predicting that Michigan's Adventure will be adding a Halloween haunt, because believe it or not, they do not have one, and they are the only Cedar Fair park not to have one, except for Gilroy Gardens, of course. But Michigan's Adventure does not have a Halloween haunt, and their focus is a theme park, so it's about time. I'm thinking that maybe 2017 is when they're going to add it. And lastly, I am predicting that both Valley Fair and Worlds of Fun will be receiving water park expansions. Now, this is assuming that Kings Island doesn't get a water park expansion with the extra thing that I said. Maybe they could, but I'm saying that that's unlikely since they got one last year, and I'm thinking that they're going to have two, and it could go to Valley Fair and Worlds of Fun. Thank you for watching, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. What are your thoughts on what Cedar Fair is going to be doing in 2017?